The Queen Consort's crown may glitter with diamonds once worn by Queen Victoria, yet it is the legend of the Koh-i-Noor that casts the longest shadow over the monarchy. But beneath that brilliance lies a quieter, more unsettling question. What if the jewels that Catherine, Princess of Wales, wears were never truly hers? What if the symbols shaping her image as the future Queen of England are part of a system she does not fully control? Rumors began not in public, but in private, within palace walls where words carry weight. At the center of it all stands Prince Edward, Duke of Kent, a man whose life spans nearly a century of royal history. His quiet reflections, shared behind closed doors, have stirred questions that reach far beyond jewelry. Because in the world of the monarchy, nothing is ever just ornamental. It is power, legacy, and perception, all carefully balanced. Born in 1935, the Duke of Kent has lived through eras that reshaped the monarchy, from the aftermath of war to the modern age of scrutiny. As a grandson of King George V and cousin to Queen Elizabeth II, his position is not merely ceremonial, it is deeply historical. He became Duke at just 6 years old after tragedy struck his family, stepping into a role defined by duty before he could fully understand it. Over decades, he remained steady, almost invisible to the public eye. Yet that invisibility became his strength. He observed everything: the rise and fall of relationships, the silent rules that governed the palace, and the unspoken hierarchy behind royal appearances. When his wife passed in 2025, the Duke was left not only with grief, but with reflection. And reflection, in someone who has witnessed so much, can lead to revelations. His alleged comments about the crown jewels were not dramatic, but they were significant. Because when a man like him questions the system, it suggests the system itself may not be as fixed as it appears. To the public, the crown jewels represent permanence, timeless treasures passed through generations. But in reality, they belong not to individuals, but to the crown itself. They cannot be sold, gifted, or claimed. They are loaned, controlled, and, when necessary, withheld. Each time Catherine steps into a state banquet wearing a historic tiara, she is not claiming ownership, she is borrowing authority. The dazzling pieces once worn by Queen Mary or Queen Elizabeth II carry rules shaped long before her time. Some were even restricted by the will of Queen Victoria, reserved only for reigning queens. This is where tension quietly forms. Catherine is the future queen, but not yet the present one. And in the monarchy, timing is everything. The difference between now and next determines what can be worn, what must wait, and what remains just out of reach. The Duke of Kent's alleged concern was rooted in this tradition, that certain jewels should remain untouched until the moment of coronation. It was not a personal criticism, but a reminder of an old rule. Legitimacy is not assumed, it is confirmed. For Catherine, jewelry has never been just decoration, it is narrative. Every piece she wears connects her to Diana, Princess of Wales, whose legacy still shapes public perception of the monarchy. The sapphire engagement ring, instantly recognizable across the world, is more than a symbol of love. It is continuity. It ties Catherine to a story that began long before her and will continue through future generations. Each appearance, each carefully chosen piece, reinforces her place within that story. So when questions arise about her access to royal jewels, the impact goes beyond protocol. It touches identity. It suggests that the connection she has built, through symbolism, history, and public trust, might still be conditional. Even the pieces she will never inherit, like the Spencer tiara belonging to Diana's family, serve as reminders that some boundaries cannot be crossed. Catherine has navigated these limits with composure, but the Duke's remarks reportedly made those invisible lines feel sharper, more defined. As the monarchy faces modern challenges, from internal tensions to public scrutiny, Catherine has emerged as a central figure of stability. Her return to public life after illness, her composed presence, and her careful use of symbolism have strengthened her role as the face of the future. Yet the question remains, who truly controls the symbols of that future? The crown jewels, shaped by centuries of conflict and change, continue to represent more than wealth. They represent authority, and authority is never given lightly. The Duke of Kent's reflections may fade from headlines, but the issue they raised will not disappear. Because at its core, this is not just about jewels, it is about belonging, about when a future queen becomes a present one. And as Catherine moves forward, balancing tradition with quiet confidence, one truth becomes clear. The crown may be inherited, but the right to wear it, fully, unquestionably, must still be earned.